It's bulb planting day. Before we do that, we have to transplant some broccoli into the garden beds. We ended up with a lot of broccoli plants this year because I planted 2 separate batches. I'm not mad about it though, and I hope they survive. Before I plant my bulbs, I'm making sure I have all my labels ready to go. My perennial bulbs get a rose gold plating while my annuals get the silver. And the reason being is that I can easily glance and know which bulbs I need to dig up in the fall to store over winter. That way I can have the same plants next year. Here's a little overview of everything. We have a lot to get planted. But first I have to say hi to our little wormy friend. I always love finding them in the garden. First, we're planting our shade bulbs. I'm grouping all of my astilbe together underneath the maple tree. We need to start off by digging a hole, which you think wouldn't be that hard, but with the Utah soil, girl, trust me, it is quite difficult. Also, don't know why I chose to do this in flip-flops. Our native soil is mostly composed of clay and lots of rocks. As you can see, I didn't even dig down that far, but we got a ton of rocks in just this little space. That's why it's so important for me to amend my soil with compost, and I find that my plants grow so much better when I do that. I also find that my Hori Hori gardening tool does so much better at digging up the rocks and breaking up the clumps of clay than a shovel does. So I would highly recommend if you're struggling with your soil like me. But for real though, the part about gardening that takes the longest for me when transplanting is literally getting the soil all prepared and ready to go. But once that's all done, I can finally put my bulbs in and cover it with a good layer of compost. I also make sure to lay some compost underneath the bulbs as well and fertilize before watering. And the last step is just to put those signs in. Voila! I'm looking forward to when these start popping up out of the ground. I got some plants from my gardening center on clearance, so I'm giving them a good water, setting them back into the tray, and then topping it off with fish fertilizer. This stuff stinks, but the plants love all the nutrients. Next up, we're going to plant in some of my pots. I'm planting some canna with my calla lily. And my pots are a mix of half compost and half potting soil. So it makes it really easy to dig into. Yay! Alright, I'm just laying out all the bulbs and now burying them and gonna water them in. Come back later in the summer to see what they look like. Next, I am planting some Crocosmia. Let me know if I pronounced that wrong. There's a lot of weird flower names out there. But that is all for me today. Let me know if you would like to see a video of when they are all blooming. Happy gardening!